Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Yes. All right, guys. So here we are on the Missing Struggle on this Thursday, April 25th. And we are talking about Zachary Vidal, who came up missing in Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Not very well, though, Brian. Not as clear as you usually are. So tonight we have Cindy Vidal and Kelly Vidal, which are family members of Zachary Vidal. We will introduce ourselves to Kelly and Miss Cindy so they can know our fight and what we're doing as part of the Missing Struggle. One thing that I do ask everyone to do is if you can mute your backgrounds while each person is talking, it gives that person a little respect of what they're saying. Okay. So Tasha, we'll start with you. Tell who you are.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tasha. My cousin Matt is missing from Orlando, Florida since March 1st, 2021. He was last seen on International Drive. There hasn't been any leads or sightings since then.
Okay, Brian.
My name is Brian Hunt. My brother went missing 2018, March 28th, in Tennessee. On his way to Georgia to visit me and his mom. And never been heard from since.
Okay, Fidencio.
I'm Fidencio. My daughter's been missing since January 2020. She went out with some friends and according to her husband, never made it home. But the boys made it home that she was with.
So I'm Katrina. I speak for actually all three of the family members that I have missing. First, my sister Kaya Taylor, who went missing in February of 2020 from Plant City, Florida, which is 6 miles away from where Fidencio's daughter was missing from. I also speak about Tanaya Leonard, who it was 18 months when she went missing from Bartow, Florida, after her mom took her to stay the night with her dad, and we haven't seen her since. I also again speak of Johnny Hunt, who is my brother-in-law and is Brian's brother. And you guys heard him. He went missing coming from Tennessee to Georgia to meet his mom, and he was said to be let off at an exit and was never seen before. I mean, again, Miss Kelly, can you tell us about the circumstances?
I think our mic might be off. I don't know.
Right.
I'm here. I couldn't hear her.
Neither can I.
Oh, she's turning her mic off and on, so she's trying something. Somebody is.
See?
I can hear something in the background, but it's squeaking through my speaker.
I can't hear her at all.
I can't hear her either.
I can't hear anything either,
Who's got
guys.
the dog?
It looks like her mic is off. If you're looking at her name, it's exit off.
Yeah, text off right now. It was just on a minute ago. Now it's off or on.
Oh, Lord.
Can't hear Katrina. Dottie.
I can't hear Katrina.
There's Tina.
Yeah, I can't hear Katrina either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're. No.
That's because I had my mic muted.
You are too funny.
It's okay.
It happens.
Katrina,
I'm
what
so
are you
busy.
doing here?
Listen, I'm so busy muting and unmuting people's.
Well, we can't mute you. You got to talk, girl.
I know, right? Oh my God. Miss Kelly, I'm so sorry. If you can leave, you should see at the bottom of your page that says leave and come back in, and we'll let you back in, okay? We will go to Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy, if you will. Veronica's laughing at me. Miss Cindy, if you will, let's talk about Zachary and let us know what's going on.
Hi, my name is Cindy Vidal King. I'm the aunt of Zachary Vidal, who is missing from Pottsville, Pennsylvania since October 22nd of 2022. Zachary was last seen at the 7-Eleven in Pottsville on October 22nd, 2022, approximately 4 p.m. We have not seen or heard from Zachary since. Something is desperately wrong. Zachary is a creature of habit. He is family oriented and he would never stay away from us. Something is desperately wrong. Someone knows where my nephew is. Someone out there knows where he is. And we want him home. We want to bring him home.
Miss Veronica asked what city and state. It's Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And I did some research, of course, Tasha does our intake and things like that, but I tried to do some research just to get some more information on the case, and it's really not much out there. It was like he left the house, and they last saw him at this 7-Eleven, and that's it. Like, there's really like nothing else. Is it anything that you guys want to add, or is there like something that happened around the time that he left? And Cindy, you can answer that, or Miss Kelly.
Well, what I can tell the viewers is this. Someone doesn't go missing without someone knowing something. So obviously, like I stated, someone out there knows something. Something was said to my face as well as another family member's face that my nephew is lying under a pile of leaves.
Aww.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried to search that area, or they just didn't give up a location? They just said a pile of leaves, because some people are just so cruel.
Well, they didn't give us a location, but one of the individuals that had made this statement was allegedly seen at one point in time with my nephew Zachary.
And
Kelly, if you want to jump in, you can.
Yeah, Kelly, you can jump in anytime you want, honey.
I last saw my son. Excuse me.
Don't cry, Kelly.
It's okay.
Friday.
It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. I cry all the time. It's okay.
Deep breath, Kelly. You got this.
Friday the 21st. I left. I got him his things he asked me for. I left to go away that weekend, and I never saw him since then. He would always come to my work. I didn't see him Monday. I didn't see him Tuesday. Wednesday came. By that point, I was frantic because this was not him. He always came to me. I always saw him. He lived with me. He always visited me every day, and 3 days went by. At that point, I don't know how many days it was. I tried to report him missing, and I I was told I had to come back in 2 days, and I went searching for him. No Zachary. Um, and here we are. I've got vicious rumors on what may have happened to him,
Mhm.
and that's all I have. None of that has been founded to be true. I don't
Who
have I have very little on where my son could possibly be, other than he was attended a house party, and that was told to my face by the kids he was at the house with. One of the
Correct.
kids. Two of the kids.
So who told you you had to wait 2 days, or because
The police
I hate
department.
that because yeah, exactly, they will tell you that, but by law, by national law, you can make a report at any time. So when they tell you that, and I want the audience to hear this, if anyone in your family goes missing, and believe me, it can happen to you, even though you may think
Oh, yeah.
it can, and it more than likely will. Do not allow these people at the police station to tell you you have to wait. No. Look, I don't care if you kick the door in. You tell them
Yeah.
I need to do that. That's and I'm not
That's
doubting
the
you,
law.
Kelly or Cindy. I'm just telling you
They lie.
that has changed. Yeah, that is
When Kelly
definitely.
went to the police station and, they took her report and everything, and then Kelly had
Yeah, no,
notified me that
that's not
Zachary.
true. I didn't go to the police station. I flagged police officers down because I was frantic. I
Okay,
couldn't find my son. Go
right.
ahead.
Kelly notified me, and then my sister-in-law and I went out looking for Zachary, and then I also ran into a police officer, and I said, listen, my sister spoke to you, my nephew's missing. I kind of went into, this is not him. And she said, come on right over to the station. And then we got the report going, and we filed him an endangered missing person at that point. So it was the very next day.
Why
Okay.
endangered? What was the reason for that?
Well, because when you have somebody that.
Let me say this. Let me interject, and I don't mean to cut you off. If
That's okay.
there is anything that I'm asking that you don't feel comfortable with answering, I am so okay with you saying, I don't feel comfortable answering that. We are all comfortable with that. Okay. So
My
I will
son
ask
needed
I will
my
ask some
son.
hard questions. That's just me. That's
I'm
that's
gonna
just
let Kelly answer that question.
okay. Okay.
My son had some issues. He didn't have his medication. But that has no effect on his disappearance.
Absolutely.
And regardless, my son is missing, and he is loved by everybody in our family, and we just want him found, and we just don't get any answers. How does someone keep putting post after post on social media and you get nothing?
Mhm.
I still go, my gut says I go back to the house and the people he was last with, because it just
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
Yep. You're right.
Absolutely.
And that house is your key.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to share with you something, Kelly and Cindy, and I don't know if you know this or not, but my sister who is missing was a drug addict. She was on meth, and she still loved. She is not an animal that does not deserve to be found. Um, and I don't care to say that. I mean, this is my sister. This is who she is. And this is why we all do what we do. It doesn't matter what they are. They can be bipolar, schizophrenic, on drugs, suicidal, anything. They still deserve to be found no matter what, period.
Amen.
and
Yes, ma'am.
I, I you know,
They're still human beings and they're still somebody's loved one.
absolutely. I'm going to
Absolutely.
tell you, you guys are
Society
in
don't look at it like
Pennsylvania,
that.
and our loved ones, Fidencio and Tasha, and myself, our loved ones are missing from Florida. Um, Fidencio's daughter has 3 kids and went missing. He gave the whole, like, with Google, you can see where people go on the Google Chromebook and things like that. He gave that to the police and said that they didn't even need it. Okay. My sister's car was found running and abandoned on top of a railroad track where they moved it to the side of the road with no search. They didn't run the plates. They didn't do anything. Nothing. Matthew, same thing. It was like, who cares? You know, he was on drugs. So what? He's missing. So what? I mean, it doesn't even matter what the circumstances are.
You
They're
missed
not going to do anything for us.
Yeah, that's
Period.
sad.
You know who are going to find our loved ones? Us. And the people out there that you will not, that you don't think are going to help you, even though some are real nasty and cruel and you just want to kick their ass.
They're not necessarily your enemies.
Kick
They
their
will
ass
help
and
you.
keep moving. But there's other people out
Yep.
there that's going to help us. Okay.
Yep.
This is me. I'm going to put it out there just like that. And if you disagree with me, I am so okay with you telling me you disagree with me. I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, I got a hard back, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. After everything that we've gone through, our missing loved ones, nothing hurts us anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
So
They're pretty much.
we're
They're
here
pretty
with
much
you.
dead.
I'm sorry.
I've tried to have a search party come in and search for him because I didn't have a known place where he may be. I was
Right.
denied.
Yeah.
Can
Well,
we
what about that
mute our
house he was
mics,
last seen
guys?
in?
Excuse me?
What about the house he was last seen in? Why didn't they want to search around that area?
He did.
Oh, okay.
There was a search party that the Pottsville Police Department had come in from Ohio, and
Okay.
they did a search in a very, very large areas looking for Zachary. It was a very big group that came in.
Okay, good, good. And when was that? 2022?
Yes, and there's been several searches conducted by the Pottsville Police Department.
So the police are actually helping her. They're actually working with Mrs. Cindy and Kelly and everything, so they don't give her much problems.
No,
No, but the thing of it is those searches were done when he first went missing. We're into a year and a half, and I know a lot of people have loved ones missing longer than that, but this is like it's torture. It's awful. And you have people say cruel things, and you have people that are nasty, and you know, your mind wanders and your mind plays tricks on you. But it's not easy this past year and a half. And I sympathize with each and every one of you, because I can honestly say I don't know, you know, how you've gone about your day, trying to I don't even know the right word. Right, I was gonna say survive, because I'm never gonna be the same again.
Right.
This is how we survive, Miss Kelly. We survive by helping others.
you become a big family.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
You really do.
I'm at the point, like, my sister and I talk every night, and we go over everything we've been told, and everything, trying to figure this out. And because in my heart, I know my Zachary wouldn't just take off.
No,
That wasn't him.
no.
Who is Ange DeWald Hughes? She's saying the home was searched and there is only one person who is believed to know what happened to Zach, and he is in jail. I'm gonna ask Miss Cindy and Kelly not to answer this question. I'm gonna ask them, do they know Ange DeWald Hughes? But that's all I want you to answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I thank you for that information, Miss Hughes. Sounds like you know some things, and I want to make sure that you have. I won't go there.
I'm on.
Yeah, y'all help me. Fidencio, Sharon, Tasha, Brian, Day, don't be quiet. Help your girl out here.
Well, we were letting you go through your situation. That's all. We didn't want to interrupt. Sometimes that gets confuses.
How about we tell you a little bit about Zachary?
Go ahead,
That would be good.
Please do.
Okay. Oh, Zach is he's a sweetheart. He's got the most beautiful eyes, stunning smile, heart of gold, a one-liner. He just makes you laugh. He's just a ray of sunshine to be around. He's when my sister gave birth to my nephew and I held him for the first time. Oh, I knew he was a special one. You could feel it. Anybody that's a mama, you can feel that. Sweet, loving soul. He wouldn't hurt anybody. Nobody would he hurt. And I don't understand why anybody would want to hurt him or anybody would want to keep him from us. I don't know why. Somebody out there knows why. And they're keeping us apart. All I ask of you, if you know where he is, just call the police. Call the Pottsville Police Department and tell them.
And if they don't want to call
tell
Cindy,
us.
they can contact us and we'll try to get the information.
I just don't understand why. Day in and day out, begging and pleading and crying and pacing. You hear his voice in your head. You keep trying to hear his voice so you don't forget it. So you don't lose it.
That's sad.
We need to find Zachary and we need help. We can't do this alone. We need help. And I know there's somebody listening that can help us. Come walk with us. Put your boots on the ground and walk with us. Hand in hand. Find our loved one. Help us.
Yep.
Help us
We're
bring
gonna do the best
Zachary
we can.
home.
We'll do the best we can.
I couldn't even put up a Christmas tree the first year my Zachary went missing. It didn't feel right. I didn't even feel right when I would eat or I would take a sip of something to drink. I felt guilty. Ugh. I felt guilty for just living my life and going to work and all the other things, and I don't think whoever knows understands the pain a family endures when their loved one is missing. Zachary was my buddy. He always came to me, and I know something bad happened to him because this is not him. This is not my boy. This is not my son. This is not him. This is not his nature to just walk away and leave. He would never want us to hurt like this. So something
No.
happened to him. and someone knows. Someone has our answers. I'm
And you
sorry.
guys got rewards out, correct, for him?
Yes,
Tell
there's
the
a
viewers a little bit about that.
there's a $6,000 reward for information that leads us directly to Zachary. And there's also a reward through Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous on Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers. So yes, there's 2 rewards.
Good to
Let's
know.
look up Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers. Is it Pottsville Crime Stoppers or Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers?
Pennsylvania. PennsylvaniaCrimeStoppers.org.
We were never given that amount of that reward that was first when he went missing, so we do not know the amount of that reward. I did ask and never got that answer.
I got the
Usually,
answer. It wasn't given to the police. So it's something that is maybe being confidential. I don't want to speak for them, but that's what I was told.
Okay.
My question is, as we said, we're at the point we don't know what else to do.
Right.
Can anybody maybe give us some pointers on who might be able to help us in our search, or
Like search groups.
what we could do from here? Because
What
we're
you
not
do is
giving
exactly
up.
what you're doing.
We're not
have
giving
you
up.
You do
reached out
exactly what you're doing.
to Texas EquiSearch?
Yeah, they're one of the best ones.
Yes.
Texas EquiSearch.
If need be, I can try to get a hold of the Midwest. I have some contacts, 2 or 3 contacts with them. I can try to reach out to them myself and see if they can, help out. And Katrina, you or Tasha, I can get with you ladies and see and
Okay.
let you guys know what they say.
Okay.
Who? Who
Thank
did you
you
say?
very much.
Midwest. It's still part of EchoSearch. They're
Oh,
still
okay.
part of, but
I
they're
think they're separated. They
Midwest,
got a
which,
couple of them out there. Yeah.
huh?
I think
Gotcha.
it's part of Equus. They got like 4 or 5 of them out in different areas from, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And see, Tim
Um,
Miller's there,
I,
and the lady that normally helps Tim Miller, she lives in Ohio. And like I said, there's
Okay, good.
others. There's the Midwest that's in Ohio. I can
Okay,
reach
good.
out to them and see.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Thank
Okay,
you.
Yeah.
yeah.
cool.
Hey,
I
also,
do want to put out here. I think it's really important, and I may post it in the comment. Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers phone number 844 PAC tips. And again, Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers 844 PAC tips, pack tips. I will put that in the comments.
and I have something also,
TIPS.
if y'all can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, babe.
Also, believe it or not, if you if anybody's loved ones are signed up through the NamUs website for the missing
Yes.
persons data, they also they have their own search parties that they connect with and own people that you can actually go to namus.com or .org, and they will help you set you up with search people in their area.
Yes, I had to give
Also,
my DNA in order
Kelly?
for. Yes, I had to give my DNA in order for Zachary to go
Correct.
into.
the name is
Yes.
also too, Miss Kelly and Miss Cindy. My name is Sharon. Um, of course, you see, I'm part of the Missing Struggle, but also too, I run a group page. It's called God's Missing Angels. I have several people that I'm going to invite because I'm in Zach's group. I'm going to invite some people that can help out as well, and try to help you guys, because this is a bunch of bull. That's a bunch of bullshit. The police are not doing what they're supposed to do. They need to be out there helping. It's just
Miss Sharon,
crazy.
I am so sorry. When I was telling
No, no,
people
no,
to,
no, no, no.
I'm
You
so
okay?
sorry.
You
I,
okay? Stop. You okay?
I'm not like that. You have to,
No,
y'all know y'all have to like tell me sometimes, hey,
you okay?
y'all know.
But no, I'm going to reach out to some people that I know, and hell, you probably Miss Kelly and Miss Cindy, you probably been getting so many people coming at you that they all good people. They just not good to me. Well, I'm just kidding. Just trying to make light of things. But I'm going to reach out to some people. I'm going to invite them into the group, into your group, and just I'm going to be praying for you guys because this is crazy. This
Thank you.
story sounds just like another case that I had been on of a young lady that went missing in Peoria, Illinois. She went to a house party. Ain't nobody seen her since. And that was back in 2000. I want to say 2015.
Oh my.
Yeah,
And how does something just like that happen? Like, and nobody knows nothing. Like, somebody knows something.
they
Yeah, I was
know.
Everybody
gonna
in
say
these
they
types of
know.
cases, somebody always knows something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes they go to their grave with it.
They
That's,
definitely know. Yeah,
but someone
Miss
knows something.
Sharon.
You're right. Someone knows something. There's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
yes, because as I said, how can you not have one sighting of my son after all of this? If he left that house, somebody would have seen him.
right.
Do you guys think he ever made it to that house? And you can
Uh,
say that
uh,
you don't feel comfortable
do
answering
I
that.
think he
Okay.
made it to the house? Yes, I was told he was at that house by
Okay.
the
And
by an individual that was at that house.
and
Two
was that
individuals.
after? Was that
That day,
after he was
Wow.
spotted at the 7-Eleven?
Yes, that was
Wow.
no, that was the same day they told me. And now, from what I understand, the date is different.
Oh, they're changing things up now.
Yes.
Only because they know their asses is in trouble.
So
Well,
the camera footage at the
So
7-Eleven.
I had actually searched for my son and ran into the individual and spoke with him across from the KFC in Pottsville. And a group of 4 men, and he told me my son was at his house, and I ran into the individual by himself across from Roma Pizza in Pottsville, and he also told me. I questioned him again, and he said my son was there, and he got into some detail, and I can't elaborate on that, but on 2 separate occasions, he told me my son was at his house. So,
Did
my
he
son
say
hasn't
where
been
he
seen
went?
since then. They're claiming my son left. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. My
And did he
gut
have a
tells
phone at
me
the time he disappeared?
pardon me?
Did he have a phone when he disappeared at all? Like a cell phone
No,
or anything? No.
no. His
Jeez.
book bag.
And no one hasn't been using like any of his banking accounts, social security funds, anything like that?
He didn't have any, no, he didn't, no,
No.
no.
Jeez.
But, if I may say this, one of the individuals, it's weird because my son was very, adamant about his things. Like he wouldn't let you like look in his book bag. But one of the individuals claimed to know everything that was in my son's book bag.
Interesting. And the book bag's never been found either, correct?
Not that I'm aware of. No,
shut up.
Wow.
was that put on any of the reports or any of the posters? That he had
Now,
a book bag with
is the
him?
Pottsville Police Department, are they saying he's just missing? It's just suspicious or just
But
we don't
wait,
even
missing
wait,
want.
person
Tasha.
I
case
don't.
at this time?
All
Wait,
we
guys.
keep getting.
Brian,
All we keep getting is an active police investigation.
that's all they're ever gonna give you. Go.
Yeah, that's
Active
usually what
police
it
That's
is.
all they're ever
investigation.
gonna give you for real. It's been 4 years for my
Sometimes they
sister,
just say
4
that to
years
keep
for
you shut up and
yeah.
just, you know,
I
it's
I
not
I,
gonna
do
bother them
I
for a while,
I
you
do
know?
speak to. Can you all hear me?
uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yep.
I do speak to the detective. He does give us things. He keeps us updated on the case. Um, but
But we have to call them.
Right. They're not
and
like
Absolutely.
reaching out to
not
you
all the
guys.
time. No, no,
Listen, guys.
no.
Listen,
I do get called. I call.
guys.
He calls back. He's already called me on his own.
Okay,
Um,
good.
I,
Now, there's not
you
been any
know,
leads or anything, I assume, right? Like nothing? Like just a dead nail at this point.
I'm not trying to say the police haven't done anything or tried to make them look bad, but
No, no, no. We're talking
what
about in general.
I just don't understand some things, and I believe I know they can't say some things, and I
Hmm.
can't say some things, but I just don't understand some things, and I feel like sometimes you're left in the dark, you know,
Hmm. Yep, of
but I guess
course.
that's the way it's supposed to be because it still is
no,
an
it's
active.
not.
No, you
No,
have
it's
every right.
no,
I
it's
got
not.
a quick question, y'all. I got a quick question.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Was there anything ever mentioned of him having a book bag in the paper or in the news or any of the advertisements or flyers you've had out?
yes,
Well, on the 7-Eleven one, it shows him
Yeah,
wearing a
that's it.
backpack.
correct.
Let me see.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can see it over his left shoulder.
Yeah, okay,
Hmm.
yeah. All right, I remember that. That's my fault. Sorry. It's
Why don't
been
you
a busy
speak
day. I remember
more?
No,
that. The story.
no, it's okay. I am really trying to be as nice as I can, but I'm gonna tell you, we talk to so many people that have missing loved ones, and it's always the exact same thing. The police aren't doing enough.
And
I
uh,
I understand
it's
that
hard.
some people, yeah, some
They
people
have
want
more cases
to.
than you know what to do with.
I'm sorry, go
There's
ahead,
not enough of
Brian.
them. That I said, unfortunately, really honestly, these officers
I
and
can't hear
detectives have
Brian.
more cases they can ever keep up with. There,
Yes, yes.
there's not enough of them to help us. Period. It's not that they don't
Okay.
want to help us. Not that most of them don't care. They just can't do it. They have so many,
And
up to six
exactly,
hundred thousand a year, just in missing persons.
2,300 per day.
Yeah.
2,300 people per day go missing.
Yep.
And I'm going to say this. No one's going to look for your loved one like you.
Thank you.
Correct.
Period. I don't care who it is. And I
Yep.
understand that some people don't have the same views as we do. Um, and I understand that. And I'm going to respect that for you guys. But the reality that we see with our cases and with other cases, they're going to do what they can or cannot do. Okay. But the people on the ground, boots on the ground that are going to be looking for our loved ones and things like that, those are the ones that really care and that are really going to help you find your loved ones. I'm not saying turn your back on the police if you don't feel like that's comfortable, but you have to trust. And I
The
can't,
police just
I,
don't have
Don't
I
enough
really
don't
help.
wait
can't,
for them.
The
You know,
police
yeah,
don't
can't.
wait for
They
them to
just
do
can't
it.
keep up.
You just
Period.
Do your
keep
job.
going and just do everything you need to do to find Zach. Just do not wait on them.
yes. Perfect. Thank you.
Hmm.
Fidencio, you're real quiet and you're always the one to shut me up. So I need you to talk
Well,
right now.
no,
How you
I'm
doing,
letting
buddy?
y'all talk. I mean, the way I see, what my experience is to them, you're just a case number.
Mhm.
And they got like Brian was saying, they got so many
I
cases.
can't hear.
Well, my
You know,
experience with the Pottsville Police Department, especially with Detective Welsh, is very good. He's a
Good,
very caring individual.
good.
He's very invested in Zachary's case. I haven't had one single problem with Detective Welsh. He has listened to me cry. He has listened to me laugh. He has listened to everything that I have to say in regards to the case.
I'm
And
going
he
to
has
tell
not
you,
shot me down one time.
and I'm going
So
to tell you, he is one of a kind.
he is one of a
We know
kind.
about
One of
that.
a kind.
He is phenomenal. And
You're right
I have
about
great
that.
respect for the man. I
I have
really
one.
do, because he has a good heart. And
Well, I'm
I
glad you
know
said
he's doing what he can to help find my nephew. And how do I know that? Because the man told me himself, and I believe him. I
They are
believe
out there.
him.
They're out there. There's no doubt.
So yes, he is one of a
I'm not.
kind.
I was not
But
trying to knock any of the people on Zachary's case, but I just
Yeah.
feel like sometimes you're left in the dark. You have to seek answers for yourself, and then when you take it back, you know, then you're like, you ask questions, and you're like, sometimes you're still left in the dark. Um,
Mhm.
Right. True.
or I
There's
would
some
hear
things they can't
rumors,
say.
and sometimes, I'd say, call and say I heard this, and I was, sometimes I was told, don't always, who told you this, and don't always believe what you're told. Well, I got to believe everything I'm told, because
Because you
Mhm.
never know what the truth
if
is.
I don't,
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they don't investigate it, and which they do, because everything that's taken back to them and reported, they have to investigate, and they have thus far. And I know everybody's frustrated, and tempers are, we get mad. Me and Kelly get mad at each other,
Hmm.
but then we're right back together. Putting our heads together to find Zachary. And this is why we're on this program this evening, to seek help from the public, because
And
we need it. We're at a year and a half
absolutely.
now. And
Mhm.
people think, oh, well, it's a year and a half now. I don't know. I just don't want people to forget Zachary. I don't want
Absolutely.
anybody's loved one to be forgotten.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, I apologize wholeheartedly, because if Detective Welsh is doing what you guys think is best in Zachary's for Zachary's case, I'm going to give him a high five. Hey,
Yep.
look, I'll call him and ask him what we can do to help him. But that's not
Yeah.
the norm. Okay. So
Mhm.
I want you guys to know that. So if you love him, I mean, and you think he's doing the best, hang on to him and don't let them switch. Don't let them
Thank
switch
you.
I've
detectives.
never not received a phone call back from the man, not
That,
once in
wow,
the
that's
I could call
listen.
him. I mean, if he's busy, he'll get back to me 2 days later. But you know what? He gets back to me, and that's what matters.
That's
That's a
awesome.
man that cares.
Yeah, listen, because I know my detective doesn't.
And
I
Yeah, they
told him
don't give a
100
shit about
times, and he go
us.
like, it's Katrina again. Yeah, it's me.
and I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest with you. After I get off the phone, I could be having a really, really bad day, and after I get off the phone with him, I feel a little more calmer, and I feel
That's
little more focused.
that's awesome.
That's what he does to
So
me.
good. That's so good. I'm going to go to some of the comments, because there's a lot of comments that I haven't even gotten to, and they,
Oh,
like, people are commenting. They really want to know. I first want to go to this one right here, to Ann Hughes. Please, no, we do not feel like you're being nasty at all. That no. And if anybody out there is on here and saying that Miss Hughes is nasty, that's not. She's just saying facts. Facts are facts. Okay?
right.
That's it. We don't think you're being nasty at all. All right. Miss Claudia, I love Miss Claudia. She is like Johnny on the spot with her comments. She's like contact TV shows. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you guys done that at all?
My sister has.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And who was that speaking? Was that Kelly or Cindy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, Kelly.
Okay. Okay. Cool. What have they said?
Haven't heard back from them.
Mm.
Typical.
I
I
don't
had
like.
Kelly,
Yeah.
I'll tell them about the news station. I had contacted a news station in regards to Zachary's disappearance, and they
Mhm.
promised that they would call me back. So I waited a few days, and I called them, and I said, you know, you were going to call me back and set up a time and a meeting to discuss Zachary's disappearance, and you didn't phone me back. And they were a little rude to me on the phone. And I said, you know, that hurts my feelings and that makes me sad. I said, I have a missing loved one, and our entire family's trying to seek help in finding him. You know what I was told on the telephone? I'll
I
pass
love.
along your sadness.
What?
That's what I
Yeah.
was told.
No. You know what, Miss Kelly, go down there.
Yeah.
And what
Go
news
down
station is
there
this, or you
and
don't want to
face
say?
them and
Oh, I
tell
want to
them.
know what news station
Yeah.
was that?
Right.
Yeah. 'Cause we're gonna apply for that.
No, no, no,
WNEP.
no. What was it?
WNEP.
Is that in Pennsylvania?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Tasha,
Yep.
can you write that down, please?
WNAP. Yep. PA.
I
It's
was
like
very
Those people that are
upset.
cruel.
Yes,
is
Cruel.
my
that like
sister called.
women, men,
So
like
me
what?
being the Spitfire that I am and protective as I am, I said, you people are very rude. I said, I've watched your television, you know, your station for many, many years, and you treat me like this.
Right.
I was very upset. My feelings were very hurt. Not for me, for Zachary. Now I know that they in the beginning of his disappearance, excuse me, a lot of the news stations have ran an episode for Zachary, but at that time, it things that were written about his disappearance, it kind of turned viewers off in a sense.
Why?
So, well,
Why?
you know,
What was being said, honestly, because
Yeah.
I didn't see too much of that.
what was that? I'm sorry.
What was being said, because I couldn't find anything on any of that.
Well, people, you know, we live in a tough world right now, and people are judgmental. If like you ladies spoke
Of course.
about your family members having problems, or if you have mental illness, or you have alcohol problem or drug problem or whatever, you know, people don't want to. They just
Agreed.
label people.
Agreed. Absolutely.
They are labeled. So if you have someone on there that's a big basketball star that goes missing, vice versa, somebody has mental illness, well, what do you think they're gonna pay attention to?
The basketball star.
This is how crazy this
Mhm.
was.
It's
There was
sad.
an animal missing, and there was a big hype over an animal missing, and I love animals,
How many
but
times have I
that
been that?
that got more attention than missing people, and people started saying stuff about it, and it
Exactly.
caused a big
Oh, that
stink.
was awful.
Mhm.
It was awful. Oh,
That set me off. Yeah.
do you know what
You
my
asked my wife about that
sister
one.
was told? You know what people were saying about my nephew that my sister had to listen to? That my nephew was placed in the. Go ahead, Kelly. You tell them. Kelly.
I don't know where
Kelly.
you're going. Placed.
What did people were saying that was done to Zachary? The terrible things that were said about him.
It's all right. It's all right.
You're
Just
muted.
take a minute.
You're muted. Miss
He,
Kelly.
I had people tell me that he was set on fire, shot at, purposely shot up and killed. I mean, you name it, I got it.
Okay. Now you tell a mother that about her child.
I was even accused of hurting my own son
I read that.
by
I read that. I read that.
yes.
I read that. That's utterly ridiculous. We're not even gonna acknowledge that because that's the most stupid shit I've ever heard in my entire life. That's just
Yeah,
some
we're
dumb
not
shit.
gonna let
Yeah,
something
we're
happen.
not even gonna do that. So Miss Hughes says that she
Yes.
reached out to Texas
And
Equuser. She had
I wasn't
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Did I mute you, Miss Kelly?
yes.
Um, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, I just was listening to what you said. Miss Hughes
Oh,
said she reached out to Texas.
yeah. And
Give me some more.
I think it'd be a good idea though, Miss
Look at my
Sharon, if you
camera.
can do that because you know those people in the Ohio area,
Like a blue
even
TV.
though
Yeah,
let's
because they
just do
do.
that
This is
anyway.
part of the
Yeah. Um, maybe they could strike a deal with the kid in jail. Yes, you're Brown Berets. That's what I'm talking about. Who's Teresa Crow? I'm in love with her already.
You said
Let's
reach
call
out.
them the Brown Berets. Yes, I'm down with it. And I will get on that, Teresa. I definitely will. Absolutely. Yes, they do. They help find loved ones. Absolutely. Yes. Do we know what that and again, I'm going to say if you don't feel comfortable answering this, you don't have to. What is this guy in jail for? The one that was seen leaving with Zachary? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but please say, I don't feel comfortable answering that.
I'm not quite sure, but I know it wasn't it doesn't have anything to do with Zachary's case.
Gotcha. Okay. Teresa, listen, this woman right here, Tasha, I want you to look out for her. Miss Teresa, if you are still on here, can you please message the Missing Struggle page? So we can collaborate because we are looking for people in California, but
Yes.
we're not going to stay on California, but we're talking about Pennsylvania. But I want you to reach out to us. Pretty please with sugar on top.
Send me a message.
If I can say something,
Absolutely.
I don't want to go out and I don't want to be accusing somebody if they're innocent,
Of course.
of this person in prison. I don't want to make accusations, but as I said, it doesn't add up in my mind. If my son was with him, my son's no longer comes back home, something's wrong. And as I said, it doesn't make sense as to why my son wasn't seen anywhere after being with these people.
I gotta say, I'm not trying to sound rude or
Brian, can you speak up a little bit because it's really hard to hear you?
okay. I think I'm on the wrong computer. I got a couple of computers going, but I know you don't want to make assumptions. People don't. You can't hear me at all.
Tasha says she can't hear you. That's why I say like yell if you can.
All right. Can you hear me now?
No.
Yes.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. I don't want to. All right. I'm just going to put this straight out here. The accusations, hun, this is your child. They're not going to sue you. You're allowed a freedom of speech. You just don't want to say, I'm going to kill you. You don't want to say anything like that. Your thoughts are perfectly legal in the world. Look, if there's any possibility that that person was the last one, feel free. You need to say something. That is your child. They
Because it's
cannot do
a
nothing to
fact.
you about that.
That's a
You
fact.
don't. It does not even have to be a proven fact. Suspicions. Police are allowed to have suspicions, and so are you. So they cannot do nothing to you about that. They can't sue you. They can't put you in jail for it or nothing like that. So I just want to put that out there. That you need to think about that. If that person might actually know what happened to your son, I wouldn't give a crap what anybody thought.
Oh, in my heart of all hearts, I believe he does. I believe they both do.
So do I.
Well then, if you want to, maybe we could talk after we're off air. That's fine. You know, and we'll help you with that.
Yeah.
Without anybody knowing, you'll be good.
Yep. Agreed.
Right.
When we speak on this interview or this panel discussion, we speak facts. The fact is, your son was last seen with such and such. My sister, the last person that she was seen with was Jason Roberts from Plant City, Florida. I'll say his name till the cows come home, because that is a given fact. There is nothing anyone can do for me saying a fact. That's a proven
the last one to see my
fact.
brother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a proven fact. We're not going to do anything else to harm us. First of all, because we have missing loved ones and we have to find them. But that's a given fact. So
we
we're
pay
just
attention
telling
to what
you
we
that.
do. Let's put it that way.
I'm sorry. Say that again, Brian.
I was telling her we pay attention and know, we pay attention to what we do. We're not,
Agreed.
We're not social psychos out here that just go crazy. You understand? We have coof, should we say, and we know what we're doing as far as what we need to do. Let's just say that.
Agreed.
And be quiet about it. There you go.
Yeah. But at the same time,
we can help. You just have to be honest. Just be honest with it.
Yeah. But at the same time, we help find people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's it.
That's why we're here, because we're at the point we just don't know what else to do, and we don't want to give up because my son deserves to be found.
Yeah. Right. I want to make a statement. It's 7:57, and we've come to the conclusion that we're only going to do an hour, even though I like going over an hour. But I think it's important to know that there is so many cases coming up in Pennsylvania of missing people. So Pennsylvania is now number 11 for the most missing persons by state in 2024 already. Okay. Already. So Pennsylvania already has 504 people missing since January of 2024.
The top 5 states without even looking it up.
Oh my.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Arizona,
California,
Tennessee, Florida, and
Yep.
I forgot the last one.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean they're just always on the list, always.
Yes. Yeah.
Now Pennsylvania's a new one getting down there.
Right, and the people that we interview and things like that, Pennsylvania, California, those are the ones that are coming the most, guys. Have you seen that?
I haven't looked at the major ones lately. I mean, it's large numbers.
Oh, good point, Miss Teresa. Have you guys called all of the morgues and also hospitals?
If they're in NamUs, they'd automatically be found.
Yes, we have, and the police also have done that.
Perfect.
NamUs does that for you. Also,
I didn't know that.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. If you signed up for NamUs and to give your DNA everywhere in the whole United States, anywhere, They search
Exactly.
blood, they'll call you. They
Right.
it's in the system everywhere. Every
But I didn't know
hospital,
that they
every
searched. You know, me
yes. Oh
being a
yes.
nurse, I would not think that you. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Dentist
Wow,
is
I didn't know
every
that.
law
Any
enforcement, every
John
yep,
Doe shows up, they do
nationwide.
DNA.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. My DNA. Yep.
But
Excuse me.
no, but I'm talking
Actually,
about hospitals, like
Yeah.
hospitals when I say like they've been Baker acted, or something like that.
Oh no, only if they take their DNA. If it's
Okay.
DNA, hair, blood, anything put in
Yeah.
the system, it shows up. They'll be found.
actually, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Brian. Actually, the
Go ahead.
detective should be able to order for them for Miss Kelly to give them a DNA.
They
That
have.
way
She
they
said
can
she
put it
did.
in their database
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
She said she
I
did. She said she
It's
I
did.
already
already
been
did.
done.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anywhere it takes blood samples, hair samples, a drug test, any kind of the DNA,
But
then they'll know.
I'm
Yeah,
talking on the
and they
other
have to be
spectrum.
and they have to be notified within 24 hours.
But
So I
I'm
mean, if
talking
it,
on the other spectrum. Like again, and I don't. I'm not saying anything about Zachary. I don't know Zachary, but just like we found, this person in jail in California, and this person that was, in a halfway house in California. Like, I mean, you don't have to have DNA for them. I'm
right,
talking, did they go to these types of places and send a missing persons report and say, hey,
they don't.
this is, you know what I'm saying? Because of
You
the
you
HIPAA
will
law,
have to
you
do
can't
that. The
do
police.
that.
I mean, no one else does that. But yeah,
I have
we
no
would have to do that.
idea. I don't know what the police actually have
Yeah, they won't.
done other than what we were told.
Not unless they have suspicion. They won't do that.
Okay, so Miss Kelly and Miss Cindy, I want you to do something for me. The new flyer that I did for you guys, I want you to print it out and I want you to fax it to your local hospitals and just fax it to them because if they see it, they will contact the police. Okay, just do that.
He's not at any of our local hospitals.
But if he, okay, okay, okay.
I know in the beginning I had asked that question
Correct.
about hospitals, and I was told no. I even called the jails, I was calling everywhere and no.
No,
I called
we all were,
myself.
yeah.
I called myself and he wasn't there. So
Yeah. And then we had a few friends calling like out of our area, and he wasn't any of the hospitals or prisons, like in a couple other counties.
but here's the thing, from what I understand, since he
Ouch.
is reported missing, I mean, I know there's HIPAA law. If
yeah.
someone was in the hospital, are they allowed to give that information out as what
That's
anybody?
my point. That's my point. That's exactly my point. I'm going to tell you
Well,
as a nurse,
yeah.
if anyone calls the hospital and asks me for a specific person and they're not on the face sheet, I'm going to tell them I cannot give you any information because I can be fine. I won't do that.
But what you can say is an endangered missing person through
That's my point.
police
That's it.
department. Right.
That's
And
it.
then
That's it.
you can place that call to that police department and say, I have John Doe here that you've been looking for. Correct?
And that's what I was asking you guys to do. Fax that missing persons flyer to the hospital, to your local hospitals, because why not? It won't hurt anything.
I mean,
That's all I'm
he
saying.
could be in there locked up, and they never took a blood sample, and they don't have any information on it.
Mhm.
But I mean, I mean, if any
And
hospital
again, I
takes blood, they'll catch him. They'll find it.
I did this for my sister because they said she had a psychological breakdown. So guess what I did? I faxed it to all of the local hospitals because they have to call the police and say, this is the person that's in here because they're endangered. I mean, I just did it. I mean, it can't hurt anything. You know what I mean?
No, and just because they had a psychological breakdown or got caught into the mental ward, don't necessarily mean they took their blood sample.
Exactly, and they won't all the
You know,
time.
it's worth a shot. Everything is worth a shot. Don't be
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Let's go. And I know we're going over our time, guys. I'm sorry. I really want to
Oh,
get to these questions because there's so many my heartbreaks for your family. Zach was one of my nephew, like, oh, and Elijah passed away. Zach,
Oh, Kelly.
oh my God. Zach came to the service that I had for Elijah, and my family was devastated. Zach was also so sad losing Elijah. Now my son is for Zach and your family. Oh, I pray you receive the answer you need and for Zach to come home. I was unfortunate to be able to give Elijah rest. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to
he
cry.
seems very knowledgeable, possibly about friends or contacts.
That was one of
I sure would
Zachary's
like to know.
friends when he was younger. Like he grew up.
God.
Sometimes they stay close, stay closer to what people think.
Right,
You never know.
right. Do you guys have a private investigator?
No.
No comment.
Okay. This person, it's impossible from where he was last seen. Okay. Are there any? That was my question. Are there any businesses near that house? Well, my question wasn't near the house. It was near that 7-Eleven. Like, are there any
Or the house.
businesses?
I mean, nowadays
with-
they have
Cameras
more cameras
everywhere.
than what. They got them, yeah, they got them, yeah.
There's
So do they
cameras
follow?
everywhere.
So, Miss Kelly and Miss Sandy, how far is the house that he was, the party house that he was at? How far is that from that 7-Eleven?
Not far.
Okay.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Within a mile.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well,
The
you
plot
have to go
thickens.
through every. I mean, if there's cameras everywhere, which obviously you do that.
Exactly.
Has the police checked every camera? Have you make sure the police check every camera?
They have told us they've actually pulled cameras and how do they word that, Kelly? Like countless hour or just a lot of footage. I can't
I
even.
can tell you this. I was shown a video of my son on 7-Eleven and another video that was not my son. That's it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
We were all shown that as we went in as a family into help me out, Kelly. When was that? I don't remember. Actually, we all went in and they showed us him on camera footage at 7-Eleven, correct? But no other footage was shown to us of Zachary. That's why we feel how we feel, because
How could you be not on any
how
other
could you only
footage
be
if
seen
you
once?
left that house?
Right.
Well,
Right.
how long was that after he disappeared that you got showed that video?
Not too long.
Okay. Well, let me explain something to everybody. The police have to go by every time. They have to get a judge to sign off on a warrant to get each and every individual camera that is not city owned. In order to get that information, they just can't go, hey, but they can't take it. So that
Yep.
takes time. And
Yes, it
even
does.
every yeah. So I mean that's a little bit of a process. So they might not have had everything at that point in time, and you might not know they have it now because they're not going to tell you. But they showed you
Right.
what they had. They needed needed you to see at that point in time, or what they had.
Correct. Yes.
So I mean, they.
I can tell you this.
If this detective is as good as he say you were, then he worked on getting warrants for all the cameras.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this, and my question in my head, and I don't care anymore because I'm gonna say it, is I was told I got a message on Messenger the one day that my son's book bag was given to the police. I called the police and asked if a book bag was given. I was told yes. I was told to come in. I asked if I could come in and see the book bag. I was told yes. So I naturally had a breakdown thinking this was my son's book bag. When I got to the police station, I was told no, I could not see the book bag. That I was told it was not his, but it was in the evidence room.
and they described the book bag to us, and asked us what Zachary's book bag looked like, and that didn't fit the description of what they had in their possession. So that's why he didn't show us.
But as I sit here today, I still question that, because why wasn't I shown that book bag just to say, no, that was not my son's?
Right.
Sorry, my mic is muted, but I'm like, yeah. Why not? Why not? What would it hurt? It can't hurt any investigation for you to see this and say, no, that's not it. That's just like a lineup. You have 5 people and you say, who did it? None of them.
Well, yeah, lineup's a little bit different each time you pull evidence, though. Each time you have to pull a piece of evidence, it has to go through signage out and all that, and you can also take the chance of contaminating it. So what they do is they'll ask you for a physical description of that, what his book bag looks like.
But it's a process.
And that's what they did.
Anything that don't match that outlines less than positive, then they ain't gonna show it to you, because they're gonna have to pull. Then they'd be pulling someone else's evidence and taking the chance of contaminating that with their signature.
What?
Every time
But the person that gave it to the police station said it was given to him, and he claimed it was my son's.
Well, I mean,
so you can understand why I have a lot of question marks in my mind.
I can understand that.
Well, to this day.
The cop said no, then
I mean, it very well may be possible. Very well, it probably is not his, but I don't know that. I don't know that.
Yeah.
And then you don't know what's the truth is being told by certain individuals, because sometimes people like to involve themselves in missing person cases because they like to feel important. When they don't know shit.
Or they like to throw you in a different direction.
It's just we've gone through hell with this. Excuse my language. This is torture, complete torture. This is sad.
Did she just say, excuse my language?
Yes, I did. That's a Schuylkill County girl coming in.
You have not seen our show.
Well, I don't want to be talking like that, but I'm getting frustrated because, you have these highs and your lows, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Now, Kelly and I will get off of this, and we'll probably talk till midnight again, about everything. We just keep, she's talking, I'm talking, and it's almost like we're in each other's head. Like the same thing comes out of our mouths at the same time.
I feel like I've become a detective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, find that dress that I lent you one time.
And it's crazy because
what color or what year was it? I'll find it.
She did not lend me a dress.
I'm teasing you, silly.
I would not even
did.
fit in her dress.
You did years ago. That's another podcast.
We will take time for that. We absolutely will. Honestly, guys, we have gone over our time. I think this is just like so. This sounds like us, but we're at a different spectrum than you guys, and that's not a bad thing. That's just the life of family members of the missing. Some people do some things and some people do the other, and it doesn't mean that anyone is bad. It's what we have to do to find our missing loved ones, and let's run it. That's what we got to do. You know what, Fidencio, if you don't talk, I'm going to be highly upset with you.
Later.
Well, y'all talk too much. I can't fit in. I'm trying not to be rude.
No, sis talks too much.
So Fidencio is my brother from another mother, and he keeps me grounded when I sit here and I talk shit. And he's the one all the time. He's the one that says, "No, Katrina, you can't say that. No, Katrina, Yeah, and he's quiet today, so I'm like really interested in like what you're thinking.
What do you think happened to my nephew?
Well, for your nephew, I mean, it'd be good to know the people he went to that party with.
Yeah,
You know, don't know who he went to the party with, and was the people with him when he was at the 7-Eleven. Does it show them at the in the camera?
And you
No,
don't have
No,
to say it online. You
he
don't have to
he was
say it online
alone.
if you don't want to.
he was alone. I actually know that fact Elijah's mother
Mm-hmm.
saw Zachary that day. That's how I knew he was at a 7-Eleven. She saw him and was talking to him. He was alone. I found out that information after trying to search for my son. Um, the kid actually told me he was at his house.
Yes,
Actually, he told me he spent 2 nights at his house.
yes.
Now I know for a fact, like as I said, I saw my son Friday. I left him everything he wanted me to get him that Friday. I went back when I didn't see him, and the stuff was gone. So I know for a fact my son had to be back home sometime that weekend to get, I got him cigarettes. So
Uh,
I know for a fact he was back home, but it
ouch.
had to be between Friday and Saturday. Um, and I believe my son went missing between Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Sorry
Okay.
for interrupting. I got my foot stuck in the car door.
Oh, sorry. That's good to know. That's good to know, Kelly. That's
Mhm.
really good to know. And I want to say this. Veronica says the bottom line is that if the missing person is valued as if it were one of their family members, then processes and procedures would go a whole lot differently. Who
That's what we're
determines our
trying to
loved
get
one's
to.
value?
That is what we're trying to reach and make people understand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Okay, guys.
You go, Randy.
I have a question. I don't want to down the investigation or anything, but I'm at the point, I want answers. I want my son found. Don't know higher up to maybe possibly take my son's case. I don't know. I'm just looking for answers as to what I can do from here.
Keep
I
doing
would
what you're
personally.
doing right now. Exactly what you're doing right now is going to be the best thing for you. Because I mean, look, there's a lot of cops out there, police that do care. Not all of them are bad, but as
Right.
I said, there's you yourself. Just I had personally. I'm sure the rest of them out there did. You got to look at both sides, and sometimes you got to look at three sides of everything. The cops have so much; they can only do so much for you. After that,
Right.
you have to keep doing exactly what you're doing and get
Right.
pictures out there, get the word out there, give us what we need to and so we can search things. We
Okay,
can do a
right.
lot.
Okay.
I would
You
like
don't
to
have to
add
do it on
on.
air.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm
I
sorry.
can, you can talk to us off the air. Not everything has to be broadcasted. Is what I'm trying to
Okay.
get at.
Agreed.
But we do need you to be honest, and everything would help us help you.
Right.
No matter what it is, no matter what it is. I
No
would
matter what it is, we're not judgmental. We're out
Right.
to find true love.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Can
I
we talk a little bit about Zachary's group? If you can, tell the viewers if they would like to hop on Zachary's group and
yes.
support us and Zachary.
Let me just interject this when you say if there's anything, Kelly's asking what else you can do. I don't know what the Pennsylvania laws are or Pottsville, Pennsylvania's laws are, but reach out to the FBI, email the FBI, send a snail mail to the FBI to have them try and come in on this case. Some in Florida, like the police have to invite them in. I don't know what it is in Pennsylvania, but I would suggest that you do that as well. Absolutely.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
I
So
can
let's
give you
talk.
ideas that will help that if you want to go that far with it.
Yes, and
Okay.
he's good at that.
Yeah,
He's really good at that.
that what will really help is if you can prove any evidence that it might have happened in more than one county. Helps out. Um, and because let me explain why. Because I had when my brother went missing, the detective I had in Cleveland, great guy. But and he suggested to me because it was a possible of 5 counties that he could have went missing.
Oh
They
man.
cannot cover those. They cannot cover those counties. Each time they do, they have to go to that county's judge, go through the warrant
Right.
process, go through a search process. Takes time. Uh,
Right.
PBI, Pennsylvania Bureau of Investigation, can jump all that. They can bypass all that. Now, I will tell you, if you do turn it over to the PBI, you won't hear nothing. You have to get that in your head. You will
Right.
get no information. They will not talk to you at all. It's against the law. They cannot discuss any open investigation, and their investigations stay open permanently until they're found. So
Right.
you will never hear nothing from them at all if you do that. I just to let you know, you have to be able to deal with that.
Right.
If you can handle that, then you can go that far. But once you reach that stage, you will never hear nothing else. Until they solve it, you'll never hear nothing else.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't believe I'm not, Pottsville Police have done a lot in trying to find Zachary. I'm just trying to find other ways that we can maybe try and find him. I guess what I'm
So for me,
trying to come at,
do what
get
you're
at.
doing right now. Then do what you keep the detective you got. If you like him, keep him because
I suggest speed on the ground and start searching for him.
Yep. Word of mouth, hon. Pictures, word of mouth. Get it out there. That's what you
Exactly.
got to do.
Reward,
we will help you do that.
$6,000 reward.
We will
I mean,
help you get it out there.
we've never reached out to the public for funds to help with a bigger reward because we didn't feel that was I don't want people thinking that, a wrong thing.
Totally understand. We're the
Because
same way.
you don't want somebody
Don't
sitting
worry
there
about that.
watching the reward go up and up and up and waiting for it to get to a certain amount oh, well, I'm not going to talk until it hits $20,000. No, you talk now. You know where he is. Talk. Speak up.
Well, you can't make them do that though. But if it takes $20,000, put you a website up, put you a GoFundMe account. It can't hurt.
Right.
Who cares what
Right.
people really think out there? They're there. If it helps you achieve what you're trying to achieve, do it. There's
Right.
the bottom line.
I just
Don't
want
worry about.
to find my son. My son just, and I'm sure as much as y'all want to find your loved ones, I understand the pain. I understand everything, and I truly hope all of them are found and found safe. But in my heart of all hearts, I don't believe my son.
You don't want to.
I'm just not even going to go there. I'm just going to say I just want my son
I know what
found.
you're saying.
He
I know
deserves
what
to be
you're saying.
found, and he deserves to come home to this. And he deserves, if he's gone, he deserves to be at peace.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
you're
I
doing
wanted,
what you're doing, and
yes.
you'll get somewhere. Just keep doing what you're doing. Let us
Thank
know.
you.
I did want to share the group so people can see. Is this the only group? Because that's the only one I'm part of, but is there another?
Zachary Vidal search group and Zachary Vidal, or voice that Zachary Vidal, excuse me, that's Zachary Vidal search group, and also a voice for Zachary Vidal. Be his voice.
Well, we will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. And if you guys want to talk among yourselves off the let me we're gonna end this stream, and I ask that Cindy and Kelly please do not hang up so we can talk a little more. Okay. Thank you
Thank you,
guys for
everybody.
joining us with thank you for
And I'll be
joining us with
I'll
Zachary.
be in contact with y'all.
Let me say something right quick,
Don't
Katrina.
hang up.
Go right
Yeah.
ahead.
Hey, Cindy, Kelly,
Yes.
I know we're sharing it right now with the media. Share as much as you can with TikTok, make stories, TikTok, Twitter, just any social media.
I have them everywhere,
Yeah,
All right, keep doing that.
put it all out there.
every day,
Mhm.
Love it.
every
Love it.
day.
Love it.
All right.
Peace
Thank
and love,
you.
Veronica. Peace and love.
Peace and love.